up, y'all? This is Scotty Bucks, the director of Streetwear for StockX, and we're back in my hometown of Los Angeles, California for something real special that we're really proud to be a part of. This is a gallery exhibit called Inferno. Every Supreme skate deck ever released. To my right is the man responsible for that entire collection, Ryan Fuller.
What up?
We're super proud to be a part of this thing. Why did you guys think that it was important for StockX to be involved?
Well, I mean, shit, whoever's gonna buy this is obviously gonna wanna know that it's all authentic. That's important. Anybody would like a certificate of authenticity with any piece of art that they purchase. And StockX right now is kind of the go-to for authentic streetwear, authentic Supreme, so kind of just made sense. I mean, I knew that all this shit was good. I've come across many fakes over the years, been duped by legit pictures or shit where you just couldn't really tell, but it was something that I needed, so I had to take that chance, and then it ends up being fake. I think the copyright decks, I had fucking 3 fake ones before I actually got a legit one. Being around these decks and collecting them for so long, like, you just know. I started paying attention to Supreme probably around 2005 when they opened their LA shop. I tried to hold off on buying decks for as long as possible because I knew once I started, then, you know, I'd have to have them all. And, you know, the decks weren't cheap even back then. So I held off for as long as I could. Probably started grabbing decks around like 2008, I would say. Throughout the years, they've been all over the place. These decks, they've been around, man.
This is the first time you've ever...
It's the first time they've ever, yeah, bro, I mean, they've always just been stacked, you know? I've never hung anything. So this is the first time I've seen them all hung up like this.
What's the official count here? How many decks do we have?
Somebody asked me that this morning. It's between 240 and 250, somewhere around there. I don't know, we have to fucking count them, dude. My favorite of all of them, I would say, is the Kondo set. I've always been a big fan of George Kondo's art. The hardest ones for me to acquire were the last 2. It was one from the Dan Colin set. That was the hardest one for me to acquire. The Japan released Jesus, I knew where a few of those were, but the guys just wouldn't sell them. But the last Dan Colin, I couldn't find it. It was nowhere, you know. So that one was definitely the hardest one for me to get. Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure you got a lot of stories involved with accumulating this collection here, but do you have one crazy story that stands out?
The Louis Vuitton deck. That one was kind of crazy. My guy from Louis called me and told me, you know, we got the shit's dropping, you know, we can get you this, you need to pre-order it now. We need half up front and half upon delivery. It's $60,000 deck. So he's like, I need you to be here by Friday. It was like Tuesday. So I needed to come up with 30 grand by Friday to secure the trunk and the deck. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll do that. You know, I'll figure it out one way. I don't know how, but I'll figure it out. I'm like scrambling, like shit, I gotta put together 30 racks by Friday, you know? So I told him I was good for it. Yeah, no, I told him I was good. I'm like, I'm good. He's like, all right, I'm gonna place your order. They're gonna start making your deck, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, cool. The next day he calls me and tells me that they need the full payment up front. So I had to come up with 60 racks by Friday. What the fuck, man? 60 racks? Like I was scrambling trying to find 30,
seriously,
you know? Yeah,
year to get that.
Exactly. I was just like, fuck, man, like I'm not gonna be able to get it. There's no way I could have come up with 60 racks, you know, in that such a short amount of time. That was it. So when they did the LA pop-up, apparently the trunk that I had ordered was on display at the LA pop-up, supposedly. I don't know if that's true or not, or if they just have whatever. There was a trunk there, and the homie came through with his black card, scooped it up for me. Shout out to Lawrence, thank you very much.
Lawrence,
and
right.
That's how it all went down. So
nice.
that was a good one.
Good to have homies with black cards.
But it's great to have homies with black cards, for sure.
I need to get one of those. Keep continuing to collect them after this? Like, what's the plan?
Probably not, dude.
Over
it, yeah.
What are you gonna do, right?
Got other things I got going on. You know, I build cars. I have a couple lowriders, a couple race cars. I'll probably focus on that. But after seeing them all hung up like this, you know, it's a little bit more difficult to let them go. When they were all just stacked in my room collecting dust, ain't no big deal. But
Right.
now that they're up and on display and I see them like this, it's like, damn.
So what made you finally decide to throw in the towel and get rid of this collection?
I finally completed it. It's the first complete collection known, you know what I mean? Out there, period. It was kind of like a race. Like I knew there was a couple other dudes who were close to completing the whole collection, and it was like, shit, I gotta get this thing done and then stunt once I do it. We already have an offer of 1.45 from a museum in Shanghai.
That's a pretty impressive
Oh yeah,
offer on the table.
Yeah, no
already,
doubt.
right?
It was hard for me to not take that offer and to proceed with the gallery and the show. You know, that almost killed the whole thing. We're gonna run this in LA until the 15th. We'll be here at the Jason Vass Gallery in the Arts District, and then we got something popping in New York in January. Traveling show, yeah, part 2 in New York.
If you're in LA area, you've got to come check this thing out. Pictures do not do it justice. Thanks for checking it out. For more, like, share, and subscribe.